The race, Congressman Bill Cassidy would say that he's a conservative. Why, in your view, is he not the real deal?
Well, I think you need to take a look at history. As a matter of fact, I think that since Kathleen Sebelius retired or is resigning, maybe the president should consider appointing or nominating Dr. Cassidy to be the Secretary of HHS and take this Obamacare issue and actually deal with it. He's very eloquently spoken in the area of healthcare, especially government healthcare. He's seen a willingness to work across the aisle. He's even made donations to Mary Landrieu and Ami Bera just a few years ago out in California. So maybe he can talk to the Republican side of the aisle and bring them together and do away with that law that's hurting the American people and the people of Louisiana.
We're talking mostly about things that happened years ago. What about those who say, well, I used to be a Democrat, but I switched to the Republican Party? Why is that a rap on Bill Cassidy?
Well, the name Ami Bera is not several years ago, or multiple years ago. People to check that out and educate themselves on votes taken in Congress and the history of that, because generally you vote based on your principles, and that's what I'm promising to do, is vote based on my principles, which are constitutional principles. And you got to look at the history of a person's voting record while they're in Congress and what they've done in the State House too, if they were in the State House. And I think there's a couple of bills that were authored by the doctor that were very similar to the Obamacare, from what I've heard. So I would just advise the voters to check us both out and make sure you're very well aware of all of our qualifications.